undefeated.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated Podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up.
Come on.
Yo, welcome. Listen, if this is your first time rocking with this pod, walk one, big up yourself, take a seat. There's a lot of chairs, make yourself comfortable, grab a drink. It's about to be a vibe. If this is your last time listening to this pod, crackhead. It's what it is, bro. Take care, innit? Peace.
That's what we gotta call it, bro. Sometimes, because the ledge is a thing that I would say we created in this space. We live on the ledge. We've never not been comfortable going to the ledge and saying how we feel. And you know what's crazy right now is there's a lot of people walking towards the ledge.
A lot of men jumping to the ledge now all of a sudden.
A lot of people that have moved into, again, the highest prices to live near the ledge is very difficult.
It's very difficult around here.
It's very difficult. But I'm going to say, there's a couple new neighbors that have been walking to the ledge. Listen, say what you want to say. Simon Jordan, he has residence at the ledge.
He's on the ledge still.
True Jordy, walking to the ledge. Oh, we live here. Obviously, we're the man that we kind of, again, when original custodials, again, we have land on this ledge, yeah? So just letting you lot know 100%. That we are always happy to give it up and tell you how we feel about
the
this.
real litmus test, though, is when you got to sit side by side, man, and see and say, keep that same energy.
Keeping the same energy. But again, big up to those, man, because they are making things a lot more, like, they're making things interesting, exciting, and again, it's great where someone can say something and all you can throw about them is I don't want to get into that just now.
It's one of the ones where even when I disagree with people like that, still have the respect as well.
Yes.
You understand? Like if it's a Simon Jordan and he goes off and I'm like, okay, cool. You're on smoke though. You understand? Smoke is a language. Yeah. I like that language. So
I'm aligned with the smoke. Whatever smoke you're on, I'm aligned with it. Especially if you can keep it real, say it. Like don't be the Gareth A of this thing where you see man and it's love. Then you see when you're not with him, you got the cigar and you're chatting.
You're fake. I didn't say it was your fault, Eddie. Eddie, I wouldn't I thought I it's too much.
When Eddie's not around, you are gassed. You got a cigar out saying no wanted it.
Hair's all greasy, looking disgusting. Bro.
Well, anyway, let's get into this thing, fam. You need to ask about Taylor the Tapes, bro. Let's just go.
Bro, what's your Taylor the Tape, fam?
Well, listen, bro, I was very surprised. You're going to be very shocked by this. Again, I'm 0-0, never fought, never lost. But when you get into the actual detail, bro, listen, I woke up on my birthday a few days ago, yeah?
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you. But you have to understand, it's not about my birthday being happy because I don't think my competitors are going to be happy. Bro, I got the new man strength. I think this birthday, bro, when you think about man strength, bro, it's like I woke up and I was like, I woke up at 2:30, yeah? And I was like, I'm stronger. That's what happened, bro. I got out of my sleep, bro. I was in REM sleep, bro. It was deep.
The deep cycle.
The deep cycle. But my eyes opened at one moment, I'm stronger. Bro, damn. Bro, I'm telling you, it was crazy. Again, there's no B sample that could look like this. This worried me. I called VADA testing. They said we're on our way. Listen. They said they're on their way because I was worried about what I'll do to competitors in the ring. I was worried.
Did you pass?
Bro, I passed VADA testing. There was no traces. All they said, traces of more strength. That's what they said. Traces of more strength. Bro, I'm scared. I'm very, again, as the Eubanks will say, it's very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous right now. And I'm worried. I'm worried. Again, that's why I won't be walking into the ring anytime soon because this is serious. Again, with the stem cell treatment that we talked about before that I jumped on your wave, I didn't know that I was just waiting for this birthday, this significant birthday to be the man that I am now. But yeah, I'm careful opening doors. I'm careful getting into my car. I'm just saying. But that's me, bro. Talk to me, bro. What's your tail of the tape? What are you saying?
Bro, I'm 2-0. 2-0. Perfect boxing record. It's actually basically at the Box Rec headquarters, they've actually got a plaque of my record on the wall alongside. Wow. Yeah, I found out just this week. I haven't actually been myself, but apparently it's listed as one of the wonders of the world. So you've got the pyramids and all that kind of. It's really exciting to be on that list. So I'm actually pleased to announce that today.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's actually been a sad week as regards to my training. I haven't been able to train all week. I'm on this type of barred list. Like guys who on pads don't really want to work. Basically, I actually destroyed one of my padmen's hands this last week. There was actually a miss. I don't know if there's like a malfunction in the stem cell treatment. Basically, it's just overloaded the power that I can generate now. And whilst losing weight to cut into any category that I need. So I was actually at 122 pounds last week.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought let me go down and see what the flyweights are saying. And I was on the pads. This guy who's worked with Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, guys like this. Bro, I broke his hand. And it wasn't like a break where you say, okay, give it 6 months, it's gonna heal. The bones in the hand disintegrated into dust under the skin. So it's just a bag. It's just a skin bag of crushed bone. So now nobody wants to work out with me. So I'm having to use the elements. Yeah, I'm having to use the elements. I've actually got like a little rock gym, which I created. Yeah. That's where I use as a heavy bag now. So
you know what? I respect that. I respect that power. Hands of stone. Again, not to coin the phrase, but I think you could use that now.
I think that's mine. I don't think that's ever been used before. I think that's so original. Hey, I'm glad we're doing the good work here for the boxing industry.
Nah, we're taking the piss. I don't know how we could roll each week here.
It just gets even more stupid. And you know what the funny thing is? I forget about it until we start the pod. I'm like, yeah, I got to create something.
So do I. Again, because when you got into the stem cell treatment bag, I said, you know what? We're here now. But anyway, people don't want us to waste any time. They want us to talk about the real stuff. Let us get into it. True Geordie versus the guy, Tyson Fury. And you know what? Hats off. I'll say this early. True Geordie, when I went on the kickoff early, when I started this thing in this YouTube space, really lovely, opened the doors, and it was like, bro, you got too much talent to not take YouTube seriously. So I need you to take YouTube serious. I was like, all right, wicked. I hear that. Now, I've been following this guy for a long time, and it was the correct person to be sitting down talking to Tyson Fury. It was the correct person, and all it did was expose what Travis has been saying for a long time. This guy, if Fury is spoken like he's the man of the people, well, let's see how he looks when he's with the people, bro. Because right now, in that moment, the hard questions were asked. No one, me and you've said it for the longest of time. Fighting Derek Chisora makes no sense. No sense at all. It makes no sense. They just a couple weeks ago they were talking, saying the moment one of your main promoters was saying, I think Derek should pack it in now, this, that, and the other. Then we gone from Derek is really dangerous because he fought Usyk, the same Usyk that everyone has been saying is a middleweight, a pumped up middleweight. So it's very confusing to now give credence, but take the credence away from the man that you're giving. It makes no sense. A walking contradiction. I'm so happy that True Geordie poked at these things and said, look, this is it. This is it. What say you? And you couldn't do nothing about it. You can't, you're conning the audience. You keep talking about let's get into it, bro. If you can't fight in America, don't say that you're here for the British audience, because you didn't care about the British audience. You didn't care about the British audience. That's the part that kills me the most.
Do we all forget? Do we forget when he said that he's done with the small arenas? He's done with the British level fights, the low level fights. I'm not fighting in the UK anymore because the money's over there. We remember him saying all of that.
I remember, of course I do. So what's happened now is I don't know what kind of legals is going on, but I don't know if it's very simple for you to just be in America. Hence why the training is here. Hence why you Sugar Hill and all them man, them have to come over here, bro. So don't give it, I'm doing it to the UK rule of Britannia and stuff. No, it's not that, bro. It's not like, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. You have to fight over here. It's here or Dubai. but you have to fight over here, or I don't want to just say Dubai. Where is it? Oh, damn.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Yeah. That's where it is. This is your markets at the moment. Until whatever's going on is cleared over there, this is where it is. You know, and that's why certain family members can't go and see a Tommy Fury fight or Jake Paul and them things. It can't happen because
Tommy Fury can't go over to he wants to fight Jake Paul so badly, bro. He cannot get over there. They can keep trying to dress this thing up as an Esther. Esters are mad simple to fill out.
Oh yeah, me and you, we felt
mad straightforward. They're
real straightforward, real.
They come back to you within. It says 72 hours. Give it 12 hours. They'll be back.
Yeah. It's very. Is anyone that's traveled to America know how simple the Esters can be.
The thing is,
madness. Unless you've done a madness, and there's reasons to say why the Esther thing can be. Yeah, are you with me?
Yep.
Yeah.
But the thing is, True Geordie is shining a light on this thing, and there's so much has come from this interview. Yeah. First of all, you can look at the Tyson Fury character, which we'll get to, but there's one moment that reveals so much about boxing journalism, and it's one of those things where, whilst we as the consumers, we poke at the journalists and say, "You're not asking the real questions." When Tyson Fury says, "I'm not talking to you again. I'll never do another one of your interviews," that is the ticker. That's the ticker right there, because it lets them know that's the parameters that you can work in. Keep me happy, or you don't get to talk to me. So when we're looking at the guys right now, the Fury defense team, and we're looking at them right now thinking, Umar, how come you don't chat to them, man, the same way you chat to Eddie and those guys? Because you got the journalistic skills. We can see that. You're Johnny Cochran on your day when it comes to getting the info out. But over there, we're doing, what are you having for breakfast then? No. We know what's going on. Their room probably isn't even safe for you if it turns.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. It's one of the ones where I'm not even looking at you anymore. I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at the whole environment. For you to go in there and get the content, you're going to have to play by these terms. Otherwise, what's going to happen to you? Because if he was face-to-face with Tyson at that moment, he's there losing his mind like that. You think he's not going to step up to Big True Geordie and treat him like a heavyweight?
100%.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at this now. I'm thinking to myself, boy, you can't. I tell you what's going to happen, yeah? Because if boxers feel that they can have journalists wrapped around their fingers and under duress, it's going to turn to the point where, let's say, journalists want to flip it and say, we're not going to report on you. We're not going to speak on you. We're not going to do anything regarding your name under these terms. Guess who's going to find out who needs who more?
That's an interesting one. No, that's an interesting one, because I think everything is, when you talk about, like, when you look at wildlife and stuff, you look at the ecosystem, everyone is helping everyone. It's a big part. Without, you need, like, the boxing ecosystem is important. If not, you wouldn't do an interview on IFL, right? Or you wouldn't go to these places. So, but the problem is, again, sometimes I can imagine some boxers feel like, well, I did it though. I'm in the ring by myself. But you can fight. You can throw 1,000 punches.
There's a lot of great fighters out there.
Until the machine, because end of the day, we talk about the machine all the time. Until the machine says we're invested now, it's quiet settings. Again, like, so obviously you have to have the personality. Like, you look at Babbage as someone that you can say, all right, you're entertaining. You're entertaining. You can sell this, that, and the other. But the rest, people have to buy in. And we say, okay, it's time now. Because I believe there's a lot of guys that can throw a great overhand right, a great jab, good body shots, but they're not in front of, they haven't got the light. They've been unfortunate. I put Dan Aziz is coming up and he's growing through it, but then he's a good light heavy. He ain't spoken about like the rest of the other light heavies. Why? Because again, the machine has to connect with all the work he's been doing. So you can't, it's mad. They need to play ball. Everyone has
to play ball. That's right.
Yeah, but then the journalists can't believe that they're above the fighter.
They can't believe they own the fighter. No way. They can't believe that they run the game.
There you go.
It's also one of those things where it's like, if the fighter has you stronghold, the journalist is obsolete. Because if I know that you're over there going to do that and you're never going to say, then I'm like, I'm not interested in what you're doing.
Yeah. I think fighters need to get to a point, because we had it. We've had that same thing where, especially when we came out, right, and we saying how we felt about everyone, and there was people looking at us like, nah. And I know the interviews that would be hard for us to get just because how we give it up. I already know, like there's people that all, but then what I do know is they'd all watch it though.
They don't. Not only would they all watch, but people would be so surprised how many people have reached out for interviews, and we're just like, yeah, when it's ready, when it's right.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. We don't go around chasing it. That's why it makes me laugh when I hear some commentary about us specifically, where I'm like, oh, if you think I'm like, when have you seen us with a microphone in anyone's face? When have you seen us? Anywhere you see us, it's an invite thing.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think 100%, and I think that's the problem with Tyson Fury said it. He said a lot of these men try to be too pally with these guys, and I think the being a brethren of, you know, we talk about it, brethren bias, right? And it's hard, man. It's hard because let's say if Craig Richards was to get caught up in a madness of any kind, it'll be hard for me. I want to know, like, that's the one where I say, bloody hell, like, that's my guy. Like, I can't even defend it and say, nah, he's my friend. You know what I mean? So now I'm at a thingy. I'm at a funny space where it's hard to say it's hard to defend anything, but you have to look at the truth. Like, even what we've been doing with the Conor Benn situation, bro. Let's be honest. There's stuff we'd be going in, but there's a respect for Nigel that Conor's just almost gained through. Well, this is, I'll speak on me. I won't speak.
No, and I agree. I
have a major respect for Nigel. That's making it difficult for me to speak on the situation, but the situation doesn't lie. That's the hardest part about this situation. The situation, and if Craig was ever in a mad situation where, bro, now, like, the situation is not lying. I'm saying I'm going to talk on these facts because these facts are in front of us, bro. And that's it. And I think now with boxing, I think journalists, we need to. I don't think we can call ourselves journalists. We're not journalists. We're different.
I don't think we call ourselves journalists because I don't know. We're voices in the space. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a journalist in this thing because I'm not
a journalist. I ain't a journalist.
I'm me, and I speak on how I see things. You see what I'm saying? Like, if we sit down with a fighter, I'm gonna ask him the questions I want to know. I want to ask him questions. If someone hits me, I'm gonna ask everything that I can and get it all out, and I'm gonna treat it from
journalism. No,
I don't. You can call it journalism. I'm just saying I'm not actively pursuing. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am in this space.
That's what's hard. It's hard, right? Because I believe, because I want to be fair to the fighters, right? They're looking at us like.
All right, let me answer that. Actually, let me go back. Journalism requires a level of impartiality, okay? Which is why I say that the impartiality means that you can't have an opinion. Yeah, I'm here for the information and the information alone. We don't do that.
I'm definitely not.
When the information reveals itself, I have an opinion on the information. So I can be a journalist up to that point, but I'm going to react from there and be like, nah, but I don't like that. Like when I'm saying to a Coley, I don't like the way you fight. He's won all his fights, but me saying you using the way your attributes, and then him responding saying, well, there's a reason why. That's at that point, it's like, okay, now we're in our individual.
Yeah, there's got to be clear, and I think because of new media, it's not clear what these guys are talking to. It almost dealing with it in a traditional sense, and what True Geordie happens to be, right? He's not new media, so Tyson Fury's like, well, I don't really know how to place you, and I can't. If I was to treat you like a journalist, I could speak to you like this, and it's over. It's cool. No, True Geordie's platform. Remember, journalists would just turn up, and it was what you cuss them, say can't come in anymore, and you have power. True Geordie's built up a real like.
He's got 2 million subscribers, bro. He's not here on anybody else's time.
So again, the rules are different. The rules of engagement is shifted, and I think it's like everybody needs to kind of understand this new way.
It's the unapologetic energy, right? And that's where I say probably best describes us as well. Do you understand? Because at no point have we ever applied for media accreditation. We've not asked anything other than be ourselves. A couple fighters come through for a chat, we'll do that. If not, we're not an interview-based platform.
No.
It's not set up like that. We are here, as two men who are professional in other spaces, coming here because we love this sport. So the unapologetic thing comes from the fact that I don't need anything. I'm not here for anything. So True Geordie is exactly that, but on a big, he's like, bro, I'm 2 million subscribers deep, bro. I talk to men across mad sports. You're one of them. So, Tyson, why are you fighting Chisora? That energy there.
And no one, and again, and why are you charging the audience that you say you care about for that fight?
And this is the part where I liked here in the response now. So he's broken it down. He's like, he claimed to be a man of the people, right? And it's dope because True Geordie's going to get all the credit for saying these things that platforms like ourselves and others have said. But I'm cool with it because at this point, I don't even care. It's one of the ones he's like, yeah, exactly. Someone had to say it to him. And he's like, you're a man of the people, but that's clearly not the case. But like, you keep talking about how money don't matter. That's also not the case because you don't answer questions. You don't like to be approached on anything. That's very like, that dynamic is not man of the people-esque. And then you charge ridiculous money for a fight that we know is not competitive. Not just that, but it's like the way you do things and the way you broke down the character. It was like last week when we made the reference about how you see how Boris Johnson is that guy where it's like, he's just silly. He doesn't know what he's doing and da-da-da-da. And it's like, no, very calculated, clever man.
Very
yeah. And Tyson Fury has a lot of those same traits where it's like, you think he's just this, and you think he's very much in the know what's going on. I refuse to believe this level of chaos is not by design.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I'm glad someone's shining a light on that and sees it. You know what I mean? How I see it, basically.
It was a great little interview. It was a great moment. I think it's really funny. The board thing for me was funny because he looks like you, fam.
literally. You think, man, because he shaved his beard, he just forgot he ever had a beard.
It's, you know what's funny? When there's the books, he puts up the books here, and then he puts himself in between. It's like, right, you look like each other still.
Same brother, fam. You know what made me laugh is now this is what I find funny, right? Because the attack on journalism integrity was made clear when he's threatening to say, boom, I'm not doing another interview with you again. Yeah. It just goes to highlight the guys who do get to regularly interview him, the terms that you lot have agreed to.
Yeah.
Don't press Tyson. Don't ask him about this. Don't make him think or say anything. Don't take him off the track that he's on. And I look at it and I'm like, all right, cool. So now when I see that the Fury defense team was heavy busy last week, bro, Umar, he said he sat down with Gareth A. Davis. He sat down with Dev Sani, fam. I saw, bro. I had to tweet this from the pod page, and it's very jokes. There's bare of us that run that pod page, but everyone thinks it's all me. So I had to tweet. I was just like, bro, look how far down the Fury defense bench they've had to go to get this guy. Dev Sani, fam. And he tried to respond like, allow me, guys. Like, I actually do like you guys. I've tried to dislike you guys, but it's all love. Bro, I have to come back like, big man. We're not Tyson Fury, you know. Like, you can actually dislike us. There's going to be no repercussions, fam. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you're not going to beg your way into this thing, fam. These men broadcast live from Tyson Fury's nutsack. And just no matter what this guy does, they got a way to. I don't think he should have asked him about KSI first. I just think bro, shut your mouth, bro. It don't matter what order the questions come. I don't care. I'm not hearing that. When Jordy breaks down, he's like, bro, when them men were going to fight, this guy was involved in the conversation on the podium and all them kind of things there. Yeah. He can be asked about that. Conor Benn, big storyline in this thing. You've also had drug issues in your past. You can be asked about that. Don't try and go on like, you're beyond reproach. What are you? Nah, bro. That's outrageous.
No, it's only because, again, the line of questioning didn't help him. So they didn't like it. Again, I don't want to talk about Conor because if I talk about Conor, that soundbite affects me, right? So it's like, keep that conversation away from me, right? KSI, end of the day, you can't not see what's going on with these Paul brothers and these guys. Like it or not, they're distractors. And it's like, I don't pod talking about, to see what Jake Paul's down because I'm not really that.
Yeah, same.
I'm not really that interested. But then little things that happen, like even the other day, DAZN are putting up the price for Deji versus was it
Floyd?
It's Floyd, yeah. And I'm
so
like, just come on, it's gone up again, bro, to like over £17 a month. Like it's crazy.
No, not £17 a month. The £17 for pay-per-view.
17. Hold on, no. Existing customers, bro. It's crazy what DAZN are doing, bro. Hold on, let me show you. Wait, 1 second. I have to get it because I couldn't believe it. And the DAZN price used to be £5, but bro, that's gone higher than Netflix, bro.
No, it's £17.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Remember that fight is a pay-per-view, you know, so it might be the pay-per-view.
UK. Oh wait, pay-per-view. There you go. The Zone. Here we go. This is it. The Zone UK pay-per-view price Floyd Mayweather on November 13th will be 16 pounds. Yeah, 16 pounds for existing subscribers. New subscribers also need to purchase 1 month subscription to the Zone. $7.99, bro. Together with the
seven. So it's going to it was said,
yeah. But even that, yeah, bro, it's deadly. It's deadly, bro. It's dead, bro. Come on.
I do find it weird that Floyd has agreed to be on the Zone after Leonard Ellaby, and like he's been going at the app for time.
Deadly.
I hear you. It's just the Floyd.
That price hike.
The Floyd side.
No, Floyd has been fighting in Dubai on top of roofs. Floyd has been. Let's not pretend this. Nobody again. The same way we talk about this Chisora thing. There's no one in this world that said, "Hey, Deji versus Mayweather."
But thing is, you got to give that one. The reason why I will say give that one a slight side eye, not side eye, but side step, is just because it's not real boxing, isn't it? It's that it's Floyd going to play with the kids. He's gone into the. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Deji's come into.
Why is the price gone up? And I get it because Deji's on his job, innit?
No, the price. Remember, the price hasn't gone up for this fight though. It's been up from before this, so it's not for this fight, but it's just falling around it. It's mad.
Hey, Deji being a pay-per-view fighter is insane. That record, but again, his YouTube algorithm is strong, so I can't play with Deji's name, yeah. But bloody calling Deji a pay-per-view fighter is insane. It's insane. This should just be available, but I get it. Deji's got audience, Mayweather's got audience, and this crap is gonna happen, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna stream that. I'm not even gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that properly. I'm streaming.
Calm down, Errol Spence. The game is funny, man. One of the things that did make me laugh, though. I'll tell you what did make me laugh about the True Geordie thing, and then we'll leave that alone. Is when True Geordie goes, Tyson, you say it's not about the money, but you wrote 2 autobiographies when you've only lived one life. Do you know how bad that is? Man said, what is in the second book then?
I find that funny, you know. I find that very strange. He's like, right, you got bit autobiographies, but
you got bare things going on. He goes, bruv, you're promoting life insurance at the moment. He goes, wouldn't it be bad if Tyson Fury killed me and then paid out for my life insurance?
Nah, again, do you know what's really interesting? I like the move from AJ. AJ is like, I've been champion, and there's a lot of pressure becoming champion. And he goes, look, if you're going to be the heavyweight champion in the world, it's not just inside the ring, it's outside the ring. And no one has put that pressure on Fury. No one has said that to Fury. They've said it when they fought Dillian White could have been champion. They said, are you gonna carry yourself? Remember that question in the thing in the press conference? I'm never thinking, are you gonna carry yourself like a heavyweight champion? How a heavyweight champion should? Well, that's interesting. That's a really interesting question. That what do you think about the current one? How's
exactly.
No, it was interesting that that was thrown out to him, right? And it's good. I'm glad that they shine the light on it, because there is an expectation to how the heavyweight champion should live, and he should operate in these parameters. And I like the fact that jumped in, and I like the fact that Joshua jumped in and said, hey, you gotta operate like this.
What's even funny? I mean, I found it funny, and also I was just looking at like he still held himself accountable in that statement. So basically, he goes, I'll read the actual quote here. He goes, there's one thing being champion of the ring, and another thing being champion of the people outside the ring. He goes, we need to conduct ourselves in better fashion because there's youngsters that are watching us. Now I look at that and I'm like, that was an open goal for you to just literally just blast Fury and just be like, how can you do this? How can you do that? But I think he's like, we need to do better. Kids are watching us. So it's one of those moments where it's like you had the open goal, you really could have blazed it in there, but it's like, nah, just highlight that being a champion is tough. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it and he knows it. Because I see a lot of people responded to that just by going, oh yeah, but you're the one that run up on those students and or you had a meltdown in Usyk. But I was like, when you say we and us, he's including himself as well.
He's including himself in, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
But you know, he was probably asked it though. That's the I look at that and I'm like, he was definitely asked, "What do you think about that interview?" Rather than him leading the forefront. Like, if he just did his own video, then he'd be like, "No, you're trying hard."
Nah, I don't care. I think that's good. I honestly think, again, let's all play by the same parameters. Let's do this thing together, right? And if I'm going to be held to this standard, now it's about time you should be held to this standard as well. So I'm going to just point it out to everyone so everyone can see it, so we know that this is what the same way they've been chastising me. Here we go. He has to be in the same thing. I don't care if he's different. No, he's not different. He's just like me, bro. We both former and champions, heavyweight champions. Allow it. You know what I mean? That's nice. Again, the last thing that he said that I thought was interesting is how Derek Chisora had no time frame of signing a contract. We spoke about that, but I thought that was really interesting. I was like, raw, the biggest fight in the world, and it's like, these
self-created
deadlines. You know, I find that really interesting. But anyway, we'll move on.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Errol, but if you're
just before we get there, let's just quickly speak on Eubank Jr and Liam Smith. That's possible for 17th of December.
Love it.
I like that fight. I like that fight a lot, and I think this is a good moment for Eubank to fight. Do you see what I'm saying? Because now the people's support is on Junior.
Yeah,
people really got time for him, and I'm like, you know what? You deserve a moment. Yeah, you deserve that moment. Yeah,
perfect time to capitalize. I like the thought. I like the fact that he's mentioned Billy Joe as well. Said, listen, if Matchroom can get it done, I told you that's his cash out. That's the payout. That's the payout. And what's nice about this thing is he's starting to realize that now he's got the public's eye or the public's love. There's no point wasting it on a YouTuber. Before, you know what he's talking about, Jake Paul, all these other guys. He's throwing his name into the hat. Now he's like, listen, while I've got these guys, let me have a stab at this. Let me go for it now, because when I walk into the ring, people are going to be cheering me on. So at least let me give them something to cheer. Smith is a good name. Billy Joe Saunders, good name. Those are good fights. These are exciting fights that we can now say, yeah, we care. Because let's be honest, we all want to, as you said from the beginning, you've been beating this drum for the longest time. We all want to see what it looks like with that man as champion of any belt right now. We need to see it now.
And I feel like
the % was great.
The Jake Paul storyline, I think there's legs in them two fighting each other, you know? I saw a tweet online today saying that Jake Paul did an interview where he's talking about potentially fighting Eubank. And then they blocked out Eubank's name on the audio of that so that he wouldn't have clout or any extra negotiation weight.
Yeah.
The talk start to... I'm like, right, Eubank and Jake Paul.
No, but it's too again. It won't work. There's a reason why they're not gonna go to Jake. Like, and looking at the names at it, Nate Diaz. There's these MMA guys that he's
maybe not next, but at some point.
Oh, definitely at some point, because if you could almost name check Canelo, which is crazy from Jake, yeah. But if you could almost do that, it lets me know that you say anything, yeah. You will say.
So this is gonna sound crazy. Let's say they fight. What does that look like? Bearing in mind, Jake Paul is a cruiserweight. Yeah? Eubank Jr. is a middleweight. Like a pure middleweight. He's not a 168 super. Not naturally. He's a 160.
Eubank fucks him up.
Eubank versus a cruiserweight.
Eubank fucks him up. He has to. There's no way. There's Jake Paul. Jake Paul, when I rate him, he can't. Eubank's smashing that work. I don't think Jake Paul's like a good fighter. Like, I don't think he's a good fighter at all.
I don't necessarily think he's bad, but I worry about that weight difference. It's a big weight difference still.
It's a big but it'll be a catch weight, innit? It won't be fighting that. He won't be at pure cruiserweight. He won't be fighting.
Yeah, I hear that, but what I'm saying is, okay, cool. So the Eubank goes up to what? Light heavy. Yeah? Or just what does that do to Eubank? Remember Eubank, he's a 160 pure guy. Like, I'm just saying there's a lot of
Jake Paul will get manhandled. Again, thingy, like it or not, what I feel about Junior and stuff, yeah. Jake Paul's not on his level. Like Jake Paul, there's a reason why he's mashing up MMA guys, because it works. Again, it's smart because these man, he's getting them not paid. And if they finally start, as soon as them MMA dons get he's mashing up all of what's the guy's name? What's that guy's name? That runs UFC.
Which Dana White.
Dana.
Yeah,
he's mashing up all the Dana White's guys. All legend, bro. Imagine mashing up like legends of this thing, or not even legends, but household names. Dana's household names. Things that Dana's built his business on. If Nate Diaz takes it as well, and all of them are getting paydays, he's saying, listen, you fought for years, but it's me that you're getting your biggest money. You lot come together, create a union. Oh my goodness. Dana can't.
He's going to be so angry, bro. So angry. It's going to be on. I look forward to that chapter. But you know what? I like a fighters union. I like fighters being protected financially and with their medical, because let's face it, it's a tough business, a life or death business. Do you know what I mean? We see a lot of fighters have a struggle in their second stage of life after fighting. So, do you know what I mean? If there's a union that allows some security, I'm all the way here for it. So, Jake Paul, imagine that YouTubers are coming in to shake up the game. Jake Paul, True Julie, bro, it's looking nuts.
You're saying, well, we're seconds away from our shake up, yeah?
Fam. I feel like we've had a few madnesses, but
yeah, shaking it up, but not like not create. We ain't shaking it up the way the way I'm expecting us to. It'll come again. And shout out to the people that thought that we've taken some of their content.
What's this?
Remember that idiot, bro? There's one idiot that was like, hey, this for time. I shout out to you, bro.
For real. Later, clown. Man's been saying this for time, brother. No one was watching.
Bro.
No one heard that.
7 listeners, brother. This all family members, fam. Get out of here, bro, with that nonsense. Sorry, man. I had to get it off.
Nah, it's calm.
It reminded me, bro. Go on. Let's go.
Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence.
Oh, man. It's a sad situation.
These talks, right? And it's, last week we spoke about the boxing bubble bursting into Bitcoin. Trust me, it's a lot more but I mean, when I look at these negotiations, it's a very different circumstance. So it seems Terrence Crawford had an investor. Now, remember, Lennox said to us that it was an investor out in Africa, Nigeria specifically. Yeah, he said that. And Crawford alluded to the same. Yeah, said to us who the investor. They said there's an investor going to guarantee 25 mil each. Now, Crawford's thing was, let's take it and go. Yeah, Errol. It seems as if Al Haymon came back and was just like, no one's touching this money. No one else is going to touch the money. But Crawford is saying, you man ain't there's no guarantees with you lot. It's just splits. Now, like pay-per-view as a model, like, do I think that fight could do well? I feel like that fight, I have that fight in my head, and maybe in the boxing space, and I might be wrong, but I have it down as a Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, where you have two guys who aren't necessarily pay-per-view stars, but the fact that they pair together makes this fight a pay-per-view fight, like a big pay-per-view fight. And when I say big, I'm not talking like AJ Canelo numbers. Like, I don't think it's going to touch 1 mil buys. I think we're talking 600K, 700K.
That American market, that's a big market. People always say
it's a big market, but they're still not pay-per-view stars, bro.
Imagine they would really sell pay-per-view numbers in America. I'm not talking worldwide, globally. I'm just saying.
You have to look at an American. Yeah, but you have to look at the American market, right? The stars are few and far between in boxing, bro. Canelo's numbers and these man, they're in a different lane. So
that the world's been the American market, and again, this is me talking with no me talking with no real understanding because I'm not American. I don't know, but
yeah.
I can imagine. I listened to a couple podcasts and stuff. Listen to Joe Budden podcasts and all these different Mathoffer and all these other guys, and they everyone likes this fight. Everyone is excited about. So this is the one where you get all the NFL players, the boxers. I mean, the boxers, the NBA stuff. Gonna be there
if you're doing that work, but they're gonna have to do that to create that. What I'm saying is, right now, Errol Spence and Crawford is still largely a boxing community fight. It's not a casuals fight just yet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then that might be me getting the American market wrong, but my outside perception when I look at the numbers that these guys are doing, Errol Spence is clearly the bigger name. But in terms of both of them, I don't look at both of them coming into this thing and think, oh, we've got a Floyd and Pacquiao situation on our hands.
No.
We don't. No, but what we do have potentially is the foundation where they can get on their promo bag, have these two men face to face, doing televised performances, appearing on this, appearing on that, talking to each other in part. Bro, this fight will go off.
It can become that, because even now it's becoming that with these videos that they've been doing.
Now Crawford's talking, it's working. Because Crawford is in the ring, that stuff is already sorted. I don't have to imagine what that looks like with him in there. But in terms of the personality, this is the best thing he's done. Come out and talk. Come out and let us see your personality take shape in front of us so that we can know, okay, cool. No, actually, yeah, you know what? I like that guy. Because Errol Spence doesn't really have the personality either.
Telling Errol Spence to tell the truth is hilarious. Telling the truth, to tell the truth is brilliant. Like, and certain times you got to use that and go off it and run with that. Again, one of the greatest little models right now has been 60% in recent time, because 60% caused another man to say, I need to go to one something. He caused a man to say, I gotta go out of the normal percentages, and have more, right? And now it's funny forever. Like it or not, you was rattled by my man saying 60% because there's no way, again, two tests are gonna fail if you weren't rattled by him saying 60%.
You know what's mad? Like, obviously, we just landed on a situation. We'll pull into this lane real quickly. It is looking crazy. Like, I don't know what other information is there to come out. Like Eddie Hearn said in one of his interviews, I haven't seen the interview. I've just seen the snippet headline where he's like, I have doubted his innocence. So that's it. Yeah, because I'm very dubious about any of that stuff. I've experienced it a dozen times. It was a seconds out interview. I'm just seeing a quote here. All right, it's too much for me to just be reading that online.
Shall
I read it? You want to read it?
Go on, man.
All right, cool. I just didn't want to be turning this into comprehension class.
No.
All right, cool. So it goes, all right, in light of Benn's positive test, it's going to be more difficult for him to use contamination as an excuse to get out of the predicament he finds himself in. And it's him saying, I'm very dubious about any of that stuff. I've experienced a dozen times. There are a lot of things that go on contractually. And in this instance, I'm requesting a VADA testing that makes you realize I'm not being funny, but sometimes I say to a fighter, we're going to do VADA testing. If a fighter turns around and says, oh, you are? But when a fighter comes to you and says, make sure we're on VADA, get him on VADA as well. And Eubank said the same thing. Because when the results come in, I'm looking him in the eye. When people like Tony Sims are virtually living with him, and when I see the results, speak to the experts and to the UFC, they've been very helpful around this, and it'll come out as well. There's a lot of belief that this man is innocent. It's irrelevant me saying that because the public will say, well, you are going to say that. So we'll see what the ultimate decision is. But yes, I've doubted his innocence, and I've made my decision based on the facts, based on talking to him, based on knowing him, and based on going through his process that I believe that he's innocent. Now, you can criticize me for that, but it's none of your business. I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you are. I know 100 times more about this case than you. The process, the results, the lab, the science. And in my opinion, he's innocent. But what is innocent? Is it in his system? Yes. Did he meaningfully ingest it? I believe no way. But you still got to come up with the answers. And that's the difficulties he faces now.
All right, wicked. I'm so glad you've broken all them things down, And quickly, just to pop some holes and stuff in this stupid VADA argument, bro. If you're all the good competitors that Conor Benn needs to go up against happen to be in America. That's where the bad boys are at, And they are ranked. Without signing up to VADA, you can't be WBC ranked, And the whole road is because you have no interest in Avanesiums and all these other UK dons or these European fights. You don't care about that. We're on a swift course to get to America and do a mad thing. because that's where it's a beautiful division. It's a great division. Yeah. And for it to work, you have to be so saying it's like almost, I don't know. Remember playing them old school PlayStation games with no memory card? It's a waste of time. Like, bro, you need to sign up to this thing, or nothing you're doing over here counts. Nothing you're doing over here matters. So yes, I signed up to VADA. Don't tell me you signed up to VADA because I just wanted to show a clean and everyone needs to see what I'm doing. No, I signed up to VADA because it helps with my ranking in that market. And I'm going into that market. So using that as a see, not if I why would I sign
no. I mean, I hear it. That's not entirely true on the situation though, because the VADA thing doesn't change anything in regard. Remember, this fight is a exhibition fight. This fight doesn't need any of that stuff. So what he's saying is,
you sign up to VADA for other. I forget about this fight. I'm talking other fights.
They signed up. I think it's from this year. So I think it is for this fight where VADA's come into things. I think, right? So I don't know for sure, but this is a recent thing. So him saying the Eubank Jr fight, he's requested VADA is like you didn't even need to do any of that. So that's the angle that he's going for.
Now you need again as a boxer. There's no point in terms of he needs to be on this. This is the legislating body that they recognize. He has to be on it. This is someone that goes. I understand maybe even not this fight. I understand not this fight.
It's not a bug. It's not something that adds value to your claim for the WBC route. Is what I'm saying. That's all.
No, I'm saying that I understand I get the point that you're making that you don't have to do it. You didn't have to do it for this fight, right? But I'm saying that in terms of what the WBC is recognizing. In terms of it, I think it's not just WBC. What else was there? Because there's a legislating body that allows your ranking to be seen if you're signed up for this part. If that's how I understand it.
If you're not in the VADA testing, the WBC won't.
Yeah, you're not. And again, my thing is, I want to operate in this market. This is the biggest market, and the names are over here, so it makes sense. So I can't say, I'm doing this to be clean and rare. No, I'm doing this because it helps me. I can't just, my argument can't be, I'm just doing it because I want to be clean. No, I'm doing this because it actually has, it's positive for my career to do this. Like I won't be able to really, really be out there without doing this. So don't use that as you can't use that as a RC. And then after we talk about this thing, me and you was getting back and forth about this, boxing border control, this, that, and the other, this argument, right? And now when it comes out, no, a test was failed.
An old test. It did look crazy, especially when Nigel said in the interview where he said, we knew about this 3 months ago. And then someone said 3 months, and he goes, no, I meant 3 weeks. But it's like, this does kind of tie into 3 months ago now.
There we go. So again, and even with all that time, we're hoping for it to be out of the system. And so what about the test what about the first test? What about a B sample for the first test? We're not asking those questions. Simple questions. What about that sample no one's saying, Rob, but there should be a B sample for the first test. We know
what's bad is that test happened before the fight was announced. So it's like,
so now everything is in disrepute, bro.
It looks crazy. It doesn't. At this point,
it is crazy. It's not. It doesn't.
It is crazy. But what I'm saying is, I'm still like, where is the? Because I know, like the narrative when from Eddie's side is there's a gun back here with a full chamber that's going to show everything, and I'm like, you kind of have to just. I need to see it. I need to see it. Yeah, like this.
There's not.
The facts, the science, all the stuff.
Travis, there's not.
There's a lot.
Travis,
I'm
obviously me to you, bro. That's not,
bro. You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm not trying to justify and promise you that it's there. I'm saying he's speaking like it's there, and I'm saying in this climate now, the way it looks, you're gonna have to enter that clip ASAP.
Oh no,
we need to see what that is.
It's a prop gun. It's a prop gun. There's no bullets in it.
We say the paper, bang.
In the bang will say, when the bang comes out, usually it says, we have nothing. we have nothing.
It's got to the point, it's got to the point with this thing where it's gone on for so long. I look at it and I'm like, the way news cycles change so quickly, it might have been a swifter recovery journey back to just say, you know what? Pressure of this fight got to me. And it made me look at options I had never really thought of before. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself, and I don't recognize the man that made those decisions. And I'm sorry, and I did that, and I apologize.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take whatever comes.
Do you know what the argument's been? I looked him in the eye.
Mate, it's one of those ones, where as a promoter, you look at Eddie, right, and you say any other promoter in this climate, will disassociate themselves immediately.
No, wait.
Because hear what I'm saying, Hear what I'm saying? Because like when he goes and he does an interview and he's like, maybe because I'm a mate, maybe because of that. And I'm like, no, it's definitely because of that. It's because you're a mate. Like it's not a common thing for us to see promoters and fighters have this type of bond where it's like, I'm gonna go down with the ship with you right now. Because bro, you know how easy it is for him to just say, look, I'm not a part of the camp. Yeah, I promote the fire, but that's disgusting. I'm not gonna stand by that. He's gonna have to deal with that. Anyway, next week we've got Craig Richards, Dillian. He could go, he can move. That's why I'm looking at. I'm like, it is interesting. It's fascinating to watch.
Listen. Using this, let me do this with you right now. Yeah, using this as a foolproof plan to say that it works. Right now, I want you to look me in the eye right now. Look me in the eye, and ask me if I'm light skinned. If I'm mixed race,
are you mixed race, bro?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean it. I'm telling you now. I'm mixed race. My mom's white.
Yeah.
My mom's white. Yeah. Honestly, my mom is white.
I'm
me to you, looking you in the eye. I'm mixed race.
I hear that.
Bro, when has that been foolproof? Bro, when is looking someone in the eye been foolproof? Man, what is it?
Oh, my days.
When has that been foolproof? You can't, bro. You can wait. When science comes back and science says, "Yo, this is corrupted. This is contaminated." It's in there. But I can tell you, listen. Forget about science. I'm gonna look at you right now, man to man.
It's a man. You know, but like, okay, let's try. If you could try to understand the root of why someone gets to that point, it's scary as it is. If it's one of the ones where it's just like, nah, but you know, because remember they alluded to living with Tony Sims. A lot of men is going to be brought down in this thing, you know. If this thing is exposed, it's like, yeah, he's practically living with Tony Sims. All right, so this thing comes out and it goes left. Tony, did you know when it was telling Tony? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear that, Travis. But I looked you in the eye, even though these two tests said, yo, one test came back here. There was more in the system in the first test. The next test, there was no.
Has the amounts been put for that first
it's different one? Now we don't know. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's less, yeah. Bro, what's going on?
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. The information needs to come out, man. I understand there's stuff going on, but when it's one of the ones where the silence for all of us is making it worse.
Man said I spoke, and again, do you know what was beautiful? I saw a beautiful tweet from Eubank, very nicely placed. He goes, "What's done in the dark will come to the light." Interesting.
Eubank has played a blinder as far as this whole thing. It's funny. I was at the Eubank and Nigel Benn last. Shouts out to G Chain, man. Do you know what I mean? Invited me down last minute.
Man. Yeah,
went down there to see the Eubank Jr thing and the Eubank Senior, and Nigel Benn thing. Saw Nigel, you know what I'm saying? It's so joke seeing him because you know there's that thing that I have here where it's like because we interviewed him on Zoom innit last time when he's in Australia, and I was sitting in my head thinking, he's gonna remember me. As soon as I walk around, he's like, bare gas. I was like, oh, everyone else is like just fans and glad in it.
Yeah.
Man hug, shakes my hand.
Yeah. That's a good moment still. I love
bro, Eubank Senior, bro. Eubank Senior, bro. He was in full absolute diva mode, bro. Imagine the whole time, man's dapping Nigel, man hugging that, showing love. Yeah, man. He's like, yeah, stick around after, bro. Eubank Senior, he's got his perfume in his hand, just sprays it into the air.
No way. Why are you next to him?
Brother, I'm standing right over the shoulder, bro.
I'm still here. Go on.
I'm standing right over man's shoulder, yeah, chatting to Nigel. Man goes,
you're lying.
I said, bro, there's a picture. I've got the picture right here. It's literally this moment after the spray has been done. This look, the thing is in his hand, bro. I'm there smiling for the picture. Donny's just banged his own spray. He just literally. Oh, what am I twisted? Yeah, literally just got the spray and just sprayed it for the pic, bro. Insane. I said, you know, you look at someone and it's just like, I like you. I can see why someone don't like you.
Wait, so where was your eye though? Did he spray it towards, like, how did he?
He had no idea. My eyes could have been right over his shoulder, like, hey, what's up, Chris? And he did not care. He bow. I said, yo, okay. No worries. Thank you for the memories. You're a hell of a legend. You're still,
oh my goodness. So, bro, how did you know? Because you called me after that thing, yeah? How did you not tell me that he done the maddest jacket dance in the world, fam?
Bro,
You didn't even start
on some... Bro, I could have... Bro,
you start the conversation. When I spoke to you, I goes, yeah, how was he? He goes, yeah, it was wicked. Still, like, it was like, bro, if you saw the jacket shimmy, yeah, and you didn't start the conversation.
I said, I was so confused. Like, bro, and the maddest thing is, the entrance took ages. He treated this as if this was as big as Wembley Arena, and this is walking that, bro. And then he stopped to get the on the chorus. It was insane. I was just looking at him like, is he all right? This is wild. The dancing. Nigel came in like it was business as usual. Do you know what I mean? Straight Dark Destroyer energy. I was just like, these two will as much as they get on now, right? And you can see there's a proper grown man respect, right? I know you know, when they're talking, there's times when they butt heads in convo, and I'm like, I know for a fact this thing could get cracking any minute.
Yeah.
All it would take is one of them to be on it. Just one of them to be on it. The other one will be right there. But it was nice though. It was nice to see them talking. It was very techie, obviously, when you start to reference the current things going on.
Yeah, of course. No, listen, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Like I've tried to refrain from any thoughts on this thing, but like, don't piss on me. Tell me it's raining in it. that's like you lot taking the piss. Someone's taking the piss here, and there's been no information. There's just been it's rubbish. It's just crap, really. And
I don't know why I did that interview. I don't know why I did that interview with the Sun.
The interview's even worse.
Yeah, but like doing it whilst there's still like you can't deliver the full cake yet. But you did an interview in the middle of this moment. It just didn't. I don't think it helped. It didn't help.
No, again, we're scrambling and we're making up on the fly. We have nothing. If we have something, you say, watch this. You know, when people like, you know, when you're getting your receipts and you're lining everything up because you're going to go and blow everyone out the wall and everyone else looks stupid and you look great. You know, when you have that situation, you got this, you have the great piece of evidence that makes you like, no one can talk to you. The way you deliver the evidence is going to be incredible. The way you literally say, look what I did. Here you go. Everyone shut up. Bro, yeah, you deliver it in a way. You don't almost deliver it. You don't do that. And again, then you only have to get into the tear thing because why are you crying, bro? There's nothing to cry. You're innocent. Why are you, again, unless now we get into this contamination thing. I could have been contaminated because of this. Come on, bro. Come on. And I get it now. And while Eddie Hearn now throws...
My thing is not to rubbish the whole thing until this gun is pulled out the holster and the clip is empty. My thing is more about what is it then? And if it is something that you're saying, do you have the ability to prove that undeniably? Because that's the part. Well, this is it. They're saying it's legal ongoings why it can't be put out, and it's not the most unheard of statement in the world. But it's like
if there's hearing, if they follow through the hearing, then
legal ongoings aren't that clean, bro.
No, because there's a legal ongoings with the Boxing Board of Control for not putting a fight on because illegally they said.
Yeah, but that's if it's those legal hearings. There's a lot of conversations happening at the time. That's how it sounds when the man speak about it. So it's one of them things. If legal things have got your hands tied, at some point we want that full information has to come as it is so that we can see that. And if it needs to be undeniable.
But then it could be tied up in litigation forever though. You could be in that legal hearing stage for a very long time. We don't get to say when these legal hearings are finished. That's the issue, right? And then after the news cycle's changing
so then, if you look at, say, Conor going in and say he's crying and stuff like that, is there a possibility that this thing was actually contaminated?
What's that? Is there?
I said, is there a possibility that this thing was? Because what if in this mix of things, right? And he's coming out and he's taking his usual approach to things, right? Because he's very much a straight, direct. I don't care. I just want to talk. I just want to. He's that type of person. So him coming out forward, imagine he is in this situation and he is innocent as far as he knows.
So a contaminated banned substance. How did it get in there? Who did it? What from? Contaminated from meat? Contaminated from what was the contamination?
Contamination covers a whole host of possibilities.
What was the thing that there's what changed in your routine, your cycle? What did you add different that you haven't added before?
I'm saying, okay, yeah, but contamination. Reason why I'm saying contamination claims a lot of variables is you doing it, someone doing it for you, someone doing it by accident, you pissing in it, somebody putting it in after you've pissed in it. Like the variables of contamination cover a wide journey. So that's why I'm like,
okay. So how I understand this.
No, I'm saying, what if he is going to these extents and not playing the smart? Because remember, crisis PR is PR on standby for when you're in a crisis, right? Yeah. And it's to save your public image, all right? This is a service that exists to. I understand. Feel me? So, when you see those football players and they got these allegations and they might be innocent, might be guilty, crisis PR is on the phone religiously. That's what their service is for that reason. And so what I'm saying is he would have had many opportunities to take a crisis PR route out, which would be whatever clever way this thing can be explained so we can move on. He has decided to be stubborn and protest his innocence. So when I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, let's just look at it and say, why are you purposely choosing to avoid any semblance of an easier route out of this? Because if somebody made a wild allegation on someone and they're like, yeah, you could pay to settle, but it's like, nah, because what they're saying I've done is insane. I'm going the difficult route to clear my name. So what I'm saying is there is stuff in here that looks like you could have easily gone a different route in this thing. There's many options, as creative as they would have been. There's easier routes you could have taken, and you still on this one.
Whatever PR department said that he should sit down with the Sun and the other newspaper, fire them. That's the first job I would do. They need to go immediately because again, I study public relations at uni at the marketing, public relations and advertising. Yeah. Yeah. This yeah, it's not the way. It's not the route. It's not the route at all. Again, I understand I get what the game is. It's wait until it blows over. That's the game that we're playing. Call it legal litigation, wait for it to blow over. They'll be talking about something else soon, hopefully. Yeah. Unfortunately, this has happened at the wrong time in the boxing year where and then other things were failing, like the big fights in terms of even the fight between there's a fight on the cards, Caleb Plant and Benavidez. Enough. Ooh. It's not. I'm saying it's not enough to.
It's not enough to move it along.
Distract the UK audience. Again, Fury fighting Chisora is not enough to fight the UK audience. So now in the boxing, in the UK boxing thingy space, there hasn't been something to steal the attention from you. It's been on you. And this is the longest I would say this type of news has been on someone. And the reason why it's on you for so long is because there's still no answers. There's still no, and it will go away. When we get into next year, it'll be gone. And then after we get to a stage where it's like, you know what, we miss Conor, we need him back. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to say, well, it's still some stuff is a bit legal. Can't go into that. But what we can say is he served his ban, or whatever you want to call it.
Honestly, just in his time away, the time is adding up.
And they all worked together because the way Boxing Board of Control was getting mad, and they knew about the first test because they had to tell them. VADA has to tell Boxing Board of Control the first time, yeah? So 2 tests, yeah? And all it took was a news cycle. All it took was someone that came out and said, hey, look at this. And then after that, I can't. But now all of a sudden, the Boxing Board of Control can't believe
What a statement. They can't back the fight. It's dodgy, bro. Dodgy.
bro. We are all in this together.
This sport, yeah, from the top to this, from the boxing board of control down to journalism, needs a reshuffle.
We're all in it together, fam. We're all in this together. That's all I've learned from this thing is it's just corrupt, fam. And
yo,
go on.
Sorry, just before we, because I know we're coming to the end. Bivol Zerdo this weekend, bro. I'm here for Bivol in that one. I'm here for Bivol in that one. I like Bivol in that. I think Ramirez can win though. However,
I'm getting Bivol. And I like Bivol's changed his attentions. He's like, I need to fight Bataviev now. Like, while Canelo was exciting and I enjoyed what I could get from Canelo, my eyes firmly locked on. I like that he's now he's engaged in the sport. That this is your era. This is the big fight is hit, right? And now after Yard fights Bataviev, the whole, again, UK audience, some people might not really know Bataviev, but Yard brings a lot of attention. Now, if Yard wins, well, then let's go, right? But then Yard is going to bring a lot of UK eyes to Bataviev, yeah? And it just makes either Bataviev Bivol more exciting or Yard Bivol exciting. Whatever way, all roads is leading into a great space for boxing. I'm excited again. I'm with you. I think Bivol takes this one.
I also don't think Bivol Canelo happens again.
Nah, it's not. It doesn't make any sense. It's not. It's especially because of the beatdown it was. I think both of them have looked at it. And even if I'm Eddie Hearn, I talk to Bivol. I say, listen, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
If I'm Eddie, I talk to Canelo and I say, Come on. Let's not.
I talked to both of them.
I didn't like how that looked. You didn't like how that felt. So we're just gonna leave that where it was. Yeah.
It's not your weight class. Let's never go. We're never returning to this. We're never returning to this weight class ever again. We're just gonna keep.
And that Usyk talk.
We'll just say that we'll just say that in interviews, but we're not. I will never help you make that thing happen, right?
Bro, Usyk would treat that man. He would treat that man like food.
Yeah, but then oh man, before I want to quickly talk about this. I know we quickly mentioned Errol Spence, and what it showed me, I just quickly want to harken back to it, is it seems like Errol Spence is not really running his situation. That was I got Crawford. It seemed like Errol Spence is not running things like.
Whilst that's clear, but it's also not a secret. Like he says, we work together. Me and Al Haymon, do you know what I'm saying? He's the promoter, he's the advisor. Like, so for me, I'm not against somebody playing a behind the scenes role because that's it. I think the problem is now where people are starting to look at it and say, Al Haymon's lost his fighters a lot of money and they're just cool with it. So it's looking nuts where it's like WADA, he had £140 million offer, remember? He said nah, and he's just continued to do the things he's done.
And is that for control of the space, or I don't understand
I don't understand the type of hold that he has on his fighters, but you know, it could just be one of those things where they're comfortable there, they enjoy it, they get looked after, they don't get shafted on deals, and they're just cool with that. So I don't know the nature of those relationships, but it's clearly that Al Haymon has strong relationships with his stable. Mm-hmm. And it's to the point where it's like they're willing to leave certain types of money on the table. Which does look nuts, but
as all fighters say, I just want to first thank Al Haymon, then I want to thank God.
Bro. First of all, I want to thank Al Haymon. Without him, none of this would be possible. It's like, what?
I want to thank God.
But I mean, that again, that's like the American frameworks. I'm saying it would be nice to have I think we have to chat with Maestro about this one. I think you know what? We might have to do a pod with Maestro one of these days and get that understanding on how that Al Haymon relationship is.
Next week.
Yeah, I like that.
Because he has to let us know. We don't understand what's going. We need to understand even is there boxing appetite for this Errol Spence thing, Crawford. We just want to, let's do that. And it'll be good to hear an American thoughts on just how the Conor Benn thing's gone out over there and what, we're going to do it. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, man.
And even like our heavyweights as well. Is it just Fury that's the main name, or is Joyce Do they care?
No. Let's not. We don't need to imagine. We don't need to imagine.
What?
Because they got no horses in the race. Jared Anderson is a few fights away from being in the mix.
I just want to know what they think about her, like, what's going on over here, fam. It'd be good to know. I'm just see. Cool. All right, people. That's it from us, man. Look after yourself. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Don't forget, Travis on that. He's on a ban at the moment because no one wants to do pad work with him at the moment. And I've got that new man strength. So no one should want to see us. No one should want to see us. And
if you do want to see us, come and see us live, 27th of November. Ticket link is in the bio. Too bold, too hilarious. We're going to be live on stage. You'll see 2 stand-up comedians put on a massive display. And then we're going to kick back in the Q&A and have some conversations in front of the audience. Take some questions. It's going to be such a wicked experience.
The link is in the bio now. And everyone was like, oh, KG, like your birthday. And I said, no, just buy a ticket to the show.
How about that?
How about that? Support me, buy a ticket to the show. Anyway, listen, people, we love you. Stay blessed. Till next time, we're out. Let's do another. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.